Hello everyone and welcome back to another Dr. Twisted's Toy Time. This episode, for me, is a very epic score. I mean, for anybody it would probably be a really good score, but for me it's epic. Because I've found some really good pieces that I've been wanting, and some good pieces I've been needing to finish a couple collections. So let me get on and start showing you what I got. Alright, if anybody's following me on Instagram or Facebook or anything, then they know that I found this guy. And this was the only thing I found on one day that I went out. I found this. And I found a thing for one of my friends, which is this Oscar Meyer Wienermobile. It's a bank. It's awesome. So I had to pick that up. Okay, then the next day I went and I dropped off a huge bag of, like a garbage bag size full of stuff at one of the local thrift stores. And I went inside to check it out, and they had a bunch of stuff I needed, like this guy here. He finishes off my Halloween nuggets. So that was a very cool score. They had this fun Tony the Tiger finger puppet, which I've never seen that before, so I had to pick it up. Found this still mint in baggy. Now, I don't really collect these, but if I find stuff like this mint in baggy, I pick it up just in case one of my friends on the trade circuit wants it. I found this cool little bat. Normally I don't pick these up, but this one was interesting, so I picked him up. I know Count Stankus, you get the Garfields, so if you need this guy, he's yours. So I picked him up with you specifically in mind for him, but if he has him or doesn't need him, then, you know, he's up for trade. So this cool thing, I think he's made for McDonald's. Yeah, he's a McDonald's toy. Don't really know what he's from, but I thought he was cool, and he has these little hands so he hangs on something like a string or whatever. He's got a button here. I gotta change out his batteries if he has some. I don't know what he's supposed to do. Looks like his eyes are probably supposed to light up, but they don't, so I'll have to figure out where his batteries are. Now this guy here I got from my boy T-Biz, since I know he likes little duckies, and this one was a gangster ducky, so I figured you might like that one. Got this little ninja, which he's mine. I'm keeping the ninja. So I'll put all the stuff I'm keeping over here. Keep that. I got this, and it still has the tags, the Silly Slammers, and he was the last one I needed. I have all of them now, so this was very cool, so I've never seen this one out in the wild until today. So that finishes off. So that's one of the epic pieces I found to finish off one of my collections. Same with the nugget. There's this guy here. I just thought he was funny, so I had to pick him up. Wouldn't mind keeping him, but if one of my trader buddies wants him, I might be able to part with him. I got this little eensy teensy Batman. Focus. There you go. It's a very cool little mini Batman. I cannot read. This is DC Comics. I don't know. My eyes are I can't read it. I need a magnifying glass for that, so. Found this little, I'm sure it's Imaginext body armor. Or not body armor, but outfit. I thought that was cool. I'm keeping that. But I also found this Imaginext figure, the old style Imaginext. She will be up for trade. I think that's a she anyway. Looks like a she. Could be a he, but I don't know. Probably keeping Tony the Tiger. Found this Barney. And he's just creeping me out. Barney mixer. I think he's supposed to have a mixer thing, but that's missing. But usually these things are really nice. 1998. So whenever I see stuff like this, Sesame Street or Barney or whatever, I pick it up. So if somebody wants that, it's available for trade. Found this cool little Tyrannosaurus Rex. I'm probably keeping him. But if anybody really wants him, then he could be up for trade. I found this guy, which at first I really didn't know what it was. It looks like a guy that's been like melting or something. But on the bottom it has Nickelodeon, so I figure it was some guy that got slimed. I'm keeping this. This is freaking awesome. Found this Simpsons guy. I believe is one of the Halloween Burger King figures. It's really cool. I wouldn't mind keeping him, but if there's one of my trader buddies that really wants him, he would be available. I found this guy. He's crazy looking. That face is awesome. Don't know what he is. It's like Crocodile Dundee with some weird lasso deal. I thought he was hilarious. He is mine unless one of my trader boys really wants him and has something good for me or something. I found this Shaggy and Scooby-Doo. I looked and I already have this, so this will be up for trade. I found this awesome ninja here, which I have two black ones, but I never found the glow-in-the-dark one, so this one is mine. I love glow-in-the-dark stuff. Found this guy here. Pushed a little button on his head and his arm slaps the person next to him. This is a Pennsylvania figure. I think he was a McDonald's, Burger King. Which I think I have this. I'm not sure. If I don't have it, I'm keeping it. If I do have it, he's up for trade. I found two of these guys. I have a custom idea that I want to use these guys for, so I'm keeping them. Unless somebody really wants one, then I might be able to trade it. I found this Robotech figure. He's missing his arms, but when I find these guys, I pick them up because you never really find them out in the wild. Arms or anything, so I picked him up. He might be up for trade, I don't know. Depends. And I found this guy here, who I think is freaking awesome. I have no clue what he goes to. And it looks like he's missing a weapon, but he is awesome. Looks like a large size army ant or something, but I thought he was great, so I'm definitely keeping him. And then there's this tank here. I don't know if this is doesn't have any reservoirs really. Maybe small reservoirs up in the cannons, but I believe this might be a water gun or something. But I've never seen anything like it before, so I had to pick it up. and I'm keeping that. I found this crazy dude. I'm keeping him too, unless somebody really wants him, but I kind of like the look of him on that. I found this, what's his name, Sebulba. I noticed after I got home that his arms are missing, but still a cool piece to find. I never seen this out in the wild, so I had to get it. He's still cool on display, really. Set him up there like that. Okay, now for the awesomely awesome epic score. I went to Goodwill. Didn't really expect much because the last few times I went there was nothing. So this time I went and I found this Trade Federation Droid transport, which was practically complete. Well, first I found the ship, and it still works. I turned the little button on and pressed the buttons. It makes gun noises and stuff. One of the buttons, this thing projects out. And when I found the ship, the figures weren't with it. And I was like, I'm still going to get it because this is a really cool, I mean, the ship is huge. And so I grabbed it, and I was going up to the front to pay for it. And inside the cabinet in the front, they had a bag with the figures in it. And I was like, man, that goes with this ship. So I grabbed the bag. It was $15 total, but I mean, this ship goes for, I mean, brand new. When it first came out, it was like $150, I think. And even on clearance, it was around $100. So I was like, $15, yeah, that's well worth it for this ship here, especially since it had most of the figures. I mean, it was a bag full of figures. I didn't know if it was all of them or what. But then I got home. It had the 4 main figures. And then it had the static figures that went into this thing. And it also had this guy, which is cool. So I love these things. And it had these things, which I'm not really exactly sure what these go to. I don't know if it goes to this ship or not. I mean, when I was looking information up on the ship to see if I had it complete, I didn't see these in it. So I don't know what those go to exactly, but there was 2 of them. And then there was a bag of weapons, because they had another bag of Star Wars figures, but half of them were missing arms and other body parts. And they wanted $15 for that bag. I'm like, no, that's not even worth it, because they were the figures that came out in 2005 or whatever it was. And I'm like, no, especially since they're missing parts, they're not worth it. But there was a bunch of weapons in the bottom of this bag. So there was like Jango Fett's backpack and guns and like half a helmet, which I don't remember what figure that is, but there were some lightsabers, this big staff, this trooper helmet, a few other weapons, miscellaneous weapons and such, but it had all but one of the weapons for these figures. And I had left one out. And they clip on the back here. So out of the 16 figures that this comes with, it had 15 of the guns that clip onto these guys' backs. And these heads come off pretty easy. And I noticed that 2 of these figures are missing the heads, which makes me sad, but in the grand old scheme of things, that's pretty awesome to find a ship that was pretty much practically complete. It's only missing 2 of the heads, 1 of the weapons, and on this thing, one of these like end piece triangle things is missing. Other than that, it is complete. Well, except for these missiles here. There's 2 missiles, one of those triangle end pieces, 1 gun, and 2 of the heads. Otherwise, it's complete. For 15 bucks, I don't think that's bad. And there you go. There is my epic haul for a long time. But until my next thrift store find video or whatever, thanks for watching. Peace.